Nunca he conocido a ningún sastre, pero sé que usted no lo es.
Ven conmigo. ¿Qué ves? Yo veo a un joven con posibilidades. Tira del gancho de la izquierda.
Oh, sí. Qué pasada.
I certainly did. I saw my first Bond film when I was 8 years old, and if you switched on the television, it was spies and detectives and superheroes and westerns, and so that was my fantasy life, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I suppose, like any other kid, yeah, wanted to be spies and superheroes and things, yeah.
I'm not going to answer that because I don't know. Harry, for my character, we don't know anything about him. And we know nothing about that side of his life, and I rather like that. We talked about it. I think that, you know, it's sometimes to keep a whole aspect of a character, a mystery, is effective. And so this is about his professional life and his father role with this young man.
I highly, I don't know, it's not for me to say, it's Matthew Vaughn. I highly doubt it, because I think it's paying homage to a genre that exists on its protagonists being sort of, you know that phrase, no man is an island? I think the men in the world of spies kind of have to be islands because that's what's interesting about them. They have to exist independently of relationships. I think
it's common to the spy genre, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
The lonely, the detective and the lonely spy.
Yeah. Mm. I think the first Bond love story was in the second Casino Royale, wasn't it?
Well, he gets married in Her Majesty's Secret Service, which is one of those great anomalies. Yeah, it's very unusual, and you're right, Casino Royale was where you first really see him emotionally engaged. It's very unusual. There's sex, but there isn't usually a great deal of romance.
If it looks like it's impressive, you don't get impressive things for free. It took a long time. We both had to do a lot of training. Colin had to be able to enact all of that fight in one go. It wasn't compartmentalised. My sections were easier because my fights were broken up, so it was more digestible, more manageable. But I still had to learn them all by the time I first stepped on set. So yeah, it was a tremendous, tremendous amount of training. Intimidating in some respects, but by the time it came to beginning, I felt well prepared. I'd done all of the training that I just told you about, and I was very, very excited. I was very excited to be there. I was excited to be a part of it. I was excited to be working with. I think if you go into a film and you're not more excited than you are nervous, or any type of acting, I think you're probably in trouble, I would say. I don't know if it was unusual. I think what's more unusual is that you find an unknown actor in the middle of a $100 million film. But that's Matthew Vaughn. Matthew Vaughn doesn't do things in the usual way, you know, it's an independently financed film. So he was able to have who he wants. But the audition process, what was extraordinary was the project. Auditioning was, you know, I went along and read the scenes, and then there was stunts, but the auditions happened because the stunts in the film. 5, 4,